It's so damn easy to get frustrated with ourselves when we are not living up to our own expectations. And more often than not, the person who will judge you the hardest is yourself. So, today's video topic, I actually want to talk about self compassion and how we can be more compassionate towards ourselves and hopefully not beat ourselves up as hard. Now, I'll throw out like an example. I'm going to use me as a personal example. So, it is the new year, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Everybody wants to work out more when a new year starts. I am no exception to that rule. I got 3 workouts in. I worked out like January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, feeling pretty good. January 5th, guess what? I got COVID. Actually, might still have COVID right now as I'm filming this thing, but I'm feeling better, so I thought I'd record. And whew, man, gosh, the last couple days have been interesting. So, anyways, I got COVID, and then after getting COVID, you know what that led to? Like, literally just, I know I'm sick and all, but it's just boom, 5, 6 days in bed, not doing anything, watching Netflix, and honestly, like, I'm gonna just throw it out like that, like watching Netflix and just chilling and being lazy. It's okay, but for me, like, I've got like 1 to 3 days where I can just like marinate and just like chill and be lazy like that, and it feels good. And then after that, this is what my brain says, and it's probably similar to what some of y'all's brains say, especially if you actually have a good amount of time off from work where you're not being distracted. And that's another thing, man. Every time I'm at work, I literally feel whenever I'm at work, I always have these big grandiose dreams. I'm like, oh my god, like when I'm like busy doing something I don't really care about doing, I guess, and I'm like I'm working for like 12 hours. I always think like, man, this is what I'd like to do with my life. This is what I like to do with my life. On my day off, I think I'm going to do this. And then on my day off, I usually just revert back into that, programming of watching Netflix, chilling, relaxing, not really doing too much. Like maybe I get up and I go to the gym and meditate that day, because those are like, I've gotten to the point to where those have become just like very good normal activities. But even like getting that into my routine at the start was a struggle. And that brings me back to just this whole COVID thing. I caught COVID, and then before I knew it, I'm in bed for 6 days. I'm not doing anything with my life. But those thoughts, even though I'm sick, and even though I probably have a legitimate excuse to be in bed and be lazy and not be doing more with myself or more with my time, or working on setting up passive income streams, or working on this YouTube channel, or working on like being in shape, and or cooking my groceries. My groceries spoiled again, guys. Like literally, I have a bad reputation where I'll buy groceries, and I have like 3 racks of chicken in the fridge, organic chicken, like $30-40 worth of chicken, and then just not cook it, and just like I think about cooking, and then my brain just like derps out because I just don't really want to do it. So rest in peace chicken, still in the fridge, by the way. Hate wasting food, but it happens, especially when I get sick. It definitely happens. So like I'm in bed, and this is like me like yesterday, and I'm just like, oh my god, even though I probably have like an excuse to just be taking it easy and just chilling and being lazy in bed because I'm like sick and I'm still getting over this sickness or whatever, my brain comes at me like hard, and I'm just like, oh my god, you're so useless. You wasted like 6 days laying around. You could have been figuring out things with your life. You could have been planning some adventures to go on. You could have been cooking your damn groceries. I mean, I know I'm sick, but I at least could have like got up and cooked something for like an hour, even though I really didn't want to. And then before I know it, I'm going down this like just minutia of just a never-ending barrage of just like these not really like negative thoughts, but just like this angst. Like, just I know I could be doing better. I'm like, damn, I missed 6 days of working out, got a little momentum, and then boom, smack in the face, back to being lazy, back to just staying in my bed, back to not getting shit done, back to not like working on growing myself, YouTube channel, setting up passive income, being more social, going out talking to people. Like these are all things that are on my agenda, and then I'm just in this space where I'm just reverting back to like these easy ass behavior, which is just, and for me I guess is just being lazy and just like not leaving the couch and just watching TV and shit. And I know I'm probably not alone. I think that's majority of society's like just go-to behavior. My go-to behavior isn't like wake up, hit someone up for coffee, and just like go chill and do something out in the town. That's what I'd like my go-to behavior to be. That's what I'm trying to move more towards, because I'm realizing that like, man, if I'm not like outside socializing or interacting with people, I get a little down on myself. I get a little blue. I get a little stuck. I feel like I'm in a rut. I feel like my life's not going anywhere. It's like there's no flavor in my life. Like we're so connected to people with like, social media and Instagram and Facebook that frequently we don't really make effort or time to actually connect in person. And I'm starting to realize like as I'm getting older and like connecting with people less and less, partially, because of social media and, feeling so connected, like I'm starting to realize how much I actually need to like go out and like see people and hang out with friends. And when I do actually go out and see people, sometimes I even feel euphoric. It's crazy. It's gotten to the point where like going out and just being around people, like even if I just go to work, if I've been at home for like a week or like 2 weeks, I'm just like doing nothing, just keeping to myself and not really talking to people. And then I go to work one day, even though I'm at work, I'm usually in a really good mood because I'm like around people and I get to talk to people. And it's crazy that that's how my brain has like become wired. But anyways, going off topic a little bit and trying to bring this back into self-compassion is that like, we go after ourselves for just the craziest reasons sometimes. And we really need to just be better at treating ourselves like we are like our own best friends. And it's so hard to like talk ourselves out of this sometimes. Because like, when I'm going down these like episodes where I'm just feeling like worthless, and then I'm just like, God, I'm not doing enough, or like I need to be doing more. Here's some things that I do and they actually help me out today. Like one of them is actually meditating. It's a big one. But then, like the sweetest thing sometimes happens when I meditate. Like I'll be sitting down, and it's not hard to meditate. If you want to start to figure it out, just set some time and just, you can sit completely still. Just try to focus on your breathing, the inhale, the exhale. You could follow some guided meditations. Boho, beautiful, has a bunch of amazing meditations on her YouTube channel. I would check her out. They're between like 10 and 15 minutes, not very long. You could do more advanced ones like I do, which is like a lot more breath work style. It's like, you take 30, 40 big deep breaths in all the way to the belly, like diaphragmatic breathing. And then you do a pause and you hold your breath for like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes. I've gotten to the point where I can hold my breath for 5 minutes now. And, man, I love doing that to get me just kind of to come back to center. And, like I have these epiphanies whenever I meditate, and it's just like, whatever, man, you are still doing, and I want to leave this with you here. Hopefully it can help you be a little bit more compassionate to yourself. Anyway, so one of these epiphanies, one of them I have is that just, God, I'm enough, man. I'm doing enough. You're human. You're doing enough. Even if you feel like you should be doing more, you should be making more money, you should be achieving some higher status in life, you should be attracting a partner, you should be traveling the world more, you should be taking more time off from work, whatever that thing is, you really feel it in your gut that you should be doing and you're not making the steps towards moving there. You got to just sit back, give yourself some self-compassion, and just be like, hey, I know that I'm not there yet, but also know that you are exactly where you're meant to be right now. You're going through exactly what you're supposed to be going through right now. You've gone through the things you were supposed to go through. There is no other place in the world or all of existence you are supposed to be other than where you are right now, which is right now watching this YouTube video and me, recording the YouTube video. But with that being said, like, can we take a step back and actually just stop chasing things for just a split second and just breathe, look in the mirror, give yourself a freaking high five, and just be like, you know what? I am doing the best I can. I know that I expect more out of me. You expect more out of yourself. But if you have off days or off weeks and you fall back into the same old routines and ruts that you know are not getting you to where you want to be, just breathe and remind yourself that, hey, you know what? Might have not taken any steps or actions towards this dream of yours. Maybe it's been a week since you did anything towards the dreams you have, or maybe it's been a year or 2 years or 3 years, and you're frustrated and you're mad and you're angry because like you're just not making any progress. Just be grateful that you're actually watching this video and that you are aware, because that's all we can really do is be aware of situations, be aware of things, and then from there we can actually do some course correction. So you know what? Yeah, whatever. You laid in bed for a week. You watched Netflix. You chilled. You took it easy. You went out drinking. You had some food. You weren't doing anything constructive or productive. And that's okay, man, because you're just you. You're a human. And what more could a human do than just sit here in the moment and breathe and just exist? And you know, sometimes you gotta just give yourself some compassion. You gotta just tell yourself, hey, you know what? I'm okay with taking an easy day or a year or two, whatever, man. Like, the point is, like, your story's going to play out the way your story's going to play out. Have some faith in yourself. Have some faith in the universe that you are actually moving towards something better. Like, I have to frequently, constantly, as I'm like about to have a stroke, stuttering here, reminding myself that, you know what? And this is one thing I really like. Like, I'm going to leave it with you guys. So just remind yourself that, hey, you know, in the end, everything will be okay. And if it's not okay, well, guess what? It's not the end. Again, in the end, everything will be okay. And if it's not okay, it's not the end, guys. And you could argue against that and be like, well, how do you know it'll be okay in the end? And you know what? My counter argument is, why would you just not believe things will work out for you? Why would you believe the opposite? What kind of life is that, to just believe that things are not going to go your way, that you're not going to achieve the things you want to achieve, that you're not going to have the story or the journey or the life that you're meant to have? Just have some blind faith. And believe it or not, blind faith, like, I'm realizing is just, man, like, there's something just very sweet about it. And it's like it almost just has to be there. You have to have a blind faith. Having a blind faith in something, or just believing that, you know what, things are going to work out for me. I don't know how they're going to work out for me. I don't know when it's going to work out for me. I don't know when I'm going to feel like I'm enough. I don't know when my life's going to feel like I'm becoming the person I want to be. I just know that one day it's going to happen for me. And just having that faith or that belief, it's just so powerful. Like, because then you're just looking at the world like as everything is just kind of half full versus half empty, you know? And you could believe the opposite, like, oh, there's no guarantee it'll work out for me. You could be negative, but where's that going to get you? That's what I really want to ask you. Where is thinking like that going to get you in the long run? More sadness, more depression, more negative spiraling, substance abuse, just drama, trauma. Like, nothing good will come from that. And you know what the best part is? That, you know, one day, maybe if I do die, I will, that'll be it. That'll be the end. I won't be alive to be like, you know what? It wasn't okay in the end. Everything wasn't okay by the time I die. You know, I won't be around to even like say that or acknowledge that, because I'll be gone. So why not just believe that, hey, you know, everything is going to work out in the end. I really believe that. And you know what? It's so much better, and life is so much sweeter when you actually just think that, hey, it's going to work out for me. And you know what? It's going to work out for you too. So if you're feeling low, if you're feeling down, if you're not being as productive as you ought to be, if you're not taking as much initiative as you ought to be taking, if you're not going out and just like pursuing the kind of life that you want to have one day, it's okay, man. Look at me. In the end, everything will be okay. And you know what? If it's not okay, it's not the end. It's not the end. And just take it easy on yourself, man. Show yourself some self-compassion. It's okay to be human sometimes. It's okay to fall back into these ruts or these scripts or programming is what I like to call it now. Programming in our brain, you know, my leisure activity, I'm going to sit down and watch Netflix. It's just programming, and all you can really do is be aware of the programming, and that's the first step to getting out and breaking the programming. Anyways, guys, that's what I'm going to leave you with here today. Hope this helps some of y'all this year. Take it easy, and one more time, in the end, everything is going to be what? Okay. And if it's not okay, what? That's right. It's not the end. Till next time, guys. See ya.